to Love the Movie Troy. This is Troy, and this is the channel where we talk about movies. So look, check me out. Godzilla vs. Kong. Yes, this movie's been out for a little while now. It's been about 2 or 3 weeks. I ain't gonna even lie. It debuted on HBO Max and in theaters on the 31st of March, I believe. But I gotta talk about it. I got to. I grew up on Godzilla and Kong. You see what I mean? But I mainly grew up on Godzilla. I had all the VHS tapes of Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla and all that. So it's only right anytime there's a Godzilla movie for me to talk about it. So Godzilla vs. Kong. Now here's the thing about this movie, right? This movie, I had so much fun. Like, I enjoyed the shit. Like, from beginning to end, I just enjoyed it. It was so fun. And the thing about it is, I expected for this movie to be a bad film that I enjoyed, like a guilty movie pleasure, right? It's some things about this movie that works better than the typical monster movie. I'm gonna give you an example. One of the things this movie did that was very smart, right? Very smart, was they made one of the monsters a main character. That's a very smart idea, because one of the big problems that a lot of these monster movies have is the whole time you're just waiting to see the monsters, right? So, like, even if the characters are decent, you're not gonna care. You don't care about the characters. Like, it's like, show me the monsters, right? You know, matter of fact, the Godzilla movie that was made in 2014, it was one of the big problems. Like, they would give you little glimpses of Godzilla, but only show you these characters that we didn't give a damn about. And then, we get Godzilla at the end and it was badass. But, like, throughout the movie, you're just frustrated. Like, quit this shit, And even when, Godzilla King of the Monsters came out, again, they give you a lot more Godzilla, but the characters was even worse than the characters that was in the 2014 Godzilla. So you usually not caring about the characters, really, regardless if the characters are good or not. You usually don't care about characters because you want to see the monster, whether it's like Predator, whether it's one of these, kaiju movies, whatever. You just want to see the monster. So it was very smart to kind of make Kong in this movie like the story is based around him. He's the very first character you see in this movie, and he's the last character you see in this movie. And the characters that are in this movie are supporting Kong and his story, his journey to find a new home and to live a better life outside of Skull Island, And to me, that was just very smart, because most of the time you have monsters on the screen, and most of the time we invested in the monsters on screen, and the characters just help support that, right? And so some of the characters in this movie, I'm like, I actually enjoy some of the characters in a monster movie. Like Rebecca Hall, the character she plays, you like her because she cares for this little girl that cares for Kong, and she also cares for Kong, right? And so you really feel it. Like, it doesn't feel like, oh, you're just a character that's supposedly like Kong. No, like, you really feel that, okay, she wants what's best for Kong, right? Then you have this little girl that's fantastic. This little girl can act, like, and she's deaf in real life, so all her shit is like, it's so well done because it's real. Like, she's really deaf, but she can act, and she really makes you feel for Kong because she really cares about Kong. And it was so genius to make the character that's associated with Kong a little girl, because it's so goofy to have like a woman in love with Kong and Kong in love with a woman. Like, that's just always been goofy about the Kong movies to me. Even though I love the Kong movies and Kong and all that, that's always been stupid. Like a big ass ape and a actress falling in love together, cut it out. But to make a little girl the character that Kong cares for is a great idea, because it's friendly. It's more of a friend thing. Kong is her savior and friend, and the little girl loves Kong and wants what's best for Kong. That dynamic makes it work. It really does, and you find yourself sympathizing with Kong throughout this movie. By the end of this movie, I'm not gonna lie, I'm Team Godzilla. I want Godzilla to win. You know what I'm saying? I grew up on Godzilla. Like, let's get it. You know, Godzilla is undefeated in the MonsterVerse. So I'm like, let's keep that record going, baby. Let's do it. But by the end, I'm like, man, come on, Kong, get by that fire. Damn, go, Kong, hit him with an uppercut. Like, I'm in there, I'm invested in the fight at the end because I've been following Kong, and you want Kong to succeed. They kind of made Kong a bit soft in a good way. He's a badass when it's time to fight, but they made him soft in a way where you care about Kong. So when he's fighting for his life, you kind of rooting for Kong, and it was just, to me, that was smart. The story, all right, not good, but all right, The glaring problem with this movie, I think, is Team Godzilla. The characters on that end. Team Kong, I like the characters. Team Godzilla is where the problem comes, because look, and here, spoiler alert, I'm not gonna lie, I'm finna spoil some shit. This movie's been out 2 weeks now. If you haven't seen it, then you probably don't want to see it, but here goes some spoilers. Team Godzilla, the whole point of their characters is to set up Mechagodzilla. Like, the whole point of their character is to set up Mechagodzilla. That's the whole point of them being in this movie. And I felt like that's where I was like, I don't know about that, man. It's like, that's where the far-fetched movie stuff start happening. Like, it's like, oh, they just happen to go right where they need to go. They're always, you got this young girl played by Millie Bobby Brown. She jumps in a car, drives wherever she needs to drive to. Well, you know what I'm saying? No money, nothing, but have enough gas to drive. Finds the guy, that's the conspiracy theorist or whatever, and they team up, and it just felt like a big movie. It felt like something that was in a movie. The humor didn't a lot of times hit or whatever, and I like the black actor that's in this movie. I like him. He's a good actor. I like him in a lot of stuff, and I feel like he's a good actor even in this movie. It's just his jokes, they come like this, and the thing is, they don't always hit. And so he becomes actually sometimes annoying. Like, oh, shut up, go to something. Like, they're the only part of the movie where you're like, they're cutting away from good stuff for these characters, right? The rest of the movie, you feel like it's all good stuff, and it's, you're invested in what's going on, and then it's like it cut away to them, and it's like, all right, we gotta talk with these dudes for a little bit, and then we could get back to, all right, we're back to some good shit, you know what I mean? And so they kind of stopped the film, slowed the film down for them. But again, they wasn't terrible, they wasn't as bad as some of the other characters in some of these other monster movies, but they were the weaker link. And also, Mechagodzilla being in this movie, I'm a little torn on it, because I grew up, like I said, Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. I used to watch that. Seeing Mechagodzilla on the big screen was cool, but it made the movie very predictable to me. Again, it's not like this movie is gonna have a bunch of twists and turns. This isn't, a Stanley Kubrick movie, but you just know what's gonna happen. Like, I knew the second Mechagodzilla was in this that, oh, okay, Godzilla and Kong aren't gonna kill each other. They're gonna team up to fight Mechagodzilla, and whoever wins the Godzilla versus Kong fight is gonna get their ass whooped versus Mechagodzilla, and then the person that lost the Godzilla versus Kong fight is gonna be the one to save the day. Like, I predicted that a long time ago. The second I found out it was going to be another monster in the movie, and presumably Mechagodzilla, I'm like, oh yeah, I already know how this movie's going to go. And I just didn't like that. It was very predictable. Godzilla got his ass whooped by fucking Mechagodzilla, but it was so Kong could save the day, because Kong lost against Godzilla. It was kind of, I was like, whatever. But whatever, this movie wasn't a perfect movie, but who cares? It's a big blockbuster monster throwdown. Like, it was some pay-per-view shit. And some of the fight scenes in this between kaiju monsters was some of the dopest shit I've ever seen. And I was satisfied. I was happy. Good movie, in my opinion. Good movie. Not perfect, not great, not Oscar worthy, none of that. But solid, fun, good. Better than a lot of these, better than like Jurassic Worlds and all this shit. Like, it's better than a lot of these garbage that we get these days. So I'm not gonna even lie, I like it. I usually don't even want to grade movies like this, but I give it like a 7 out of 10. You know, fun movie. Nothing special, fun. So that's my review for Godzilla vs. Kong. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please remember to like, share, subscribe if you like this video. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.